welcome to the Niche Lifestyle Show, mid-June edition. How is everyone?
Good.
Sound's gone really quiet. You need to turn up a little bit.
Adam is very quiet.
Yep.
Yeah. How's that? Is that better?
You're better now?
Yes.
So we're Douglas today. Douglas.
Douglas is John.
I can't remember what Doug's doing. I feel like he's gone away or something. Yeah, he's otherwise engaged this week, so Doug won't be joining us on the stream. So just the three of us. Good or bad. But yeah. So who we got? Let's have a look who we've got so far. Phil, Chris, Sue, Richard, Dee, Bill, and Brian. Those are the people that have commented on the stream anyway so far. So
I just want to adjust my lighting here.
Go ahead, adjust your lighting away. That's some nice drawings you done in the background there.
It's all my own work, yeah.
Everything's in the lines as well. It's great.
It is, yeah.
That's
Now it's in the dark. Oh, that's much better. I can't see you now.
There we go.
Awesome.
That's better.
So,
I'm looking a bit shiny though. It's the sweat.
It's very warm at the moment over there, is it?
Yeah, I think it's about the same as it is there. It's about 28, 29 today.
It's boiling here. I've opened the window literally for the first time in 6 months above my desk today.
Wow. Yeah.
And then in typical British fashion, like the biggest fly in the world came in, and Mark and Dave earlier, one of our other team members, had to watch me like battle it and like try and hit
it was actually enormous. You could see it. Normally you can't see that stuff on the camera, but it looked like a flying cow or something. Cool. So we had Building Empires last week, so we missed the show. How's your week been, Alex? How's your last 2 weeks been? Good.
What have I got to report? Well, obviously, just the aftermath of the Google update. Just still dealing with that, which is fun. But I'm remaining positive about that and carrying on. And one of my sites is growing, and yeah, I'm happy with that. Been working on a lot more tutorial videos. My viewers have been asking for more tutorials, so I'm doing more tutorials. So I'm just finishing off. Sorry?
What kind of tutorials are they asking for?
Just any. I think I built my channel on tutorials, and I've kind of drifted away from doing them because they're too much like hard work. But I'm back into. So the one I'm doing at the moment on, which I'm just editing and finishing off, is how to add an opt-in form to your website for free plugin, and build your list. So doing that one. I'm doing one on creating an AdWords campaign, which hopefully will work. I'm doing that one over a couple of weeks because I want to have a video with the creation of the campaign and then the results of that campaign. That's a campaign to sell my own product, obviously popcorn theme rather than anything affiliate.
Just on that
and checking out a new affiliate table thing. It's called Affiliatable. I'm sure you've heard of it. So I'm doing a video on that, which I've had to actually buy a copy of that because they originally reached out to me a while ago and said, "Oh, do you want to do a video on our product?" I was like, "Yeah, sure, send me it." And they're like, "Okay." They set me up an account and let me in. And then I didn't do anything with it for a couple of months. So then I came back and the account wasn't working. And I sent an email saying, "Oh, my account doesn't work. Can you switch it back on?" And they said, "Well, no, you didn't make a video quick enough, so we're not giving you one now." So it looks good anyway, so I've just bought it and I'll do a video on it anyway.
How did your stream go last night? Sorry, I didn't manage to make it. My kids
it was good. Fun. We had Matt Giovanici on. Giovanici. Mm-hmm. He dropped by first off. Then, of course, Adam dropped by while he was waiting for his Chinese food to cool down. And then we had a couple other people jump on as well. It was Phil jumped on from Spiderweb. Yeah, it was good. You can watch it obviously on the channel if you want to watch it.
I will watch it back.
Yeah.
Some of my LinkedIn audience is like big into the PPC stuff, and they've been going crazy at the moment. And I don't know if you've seen this in your where you're going to set up the AdWords campaign. They've added a new function now, a little box which says add a Facebook advert. So I don't know if they're integrating set up the advert on Google, and then it moves across to Facebook. It doesn't seem to do anything at the moment, but the little placeholders there to tick the box.
I have not seen that.
Everyone's been going crazy over it, wondering what it's going to do and how it's going to work and that kind of stuff.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't used AdWords for a long time. I used to use it all the time. Obviously, we used to have an AdWords agency, and it's very different now to as it was back then. So I'm just trying to figure it out. Don't seem to give you as much
Control.
No, basically, they wanted to do it all for you, which is, from my agency days, we know that's not a good thing because Google don't always have your best interests at heart.
Yeah.
Their main interest is for you to spend as much money as possible, of course.
Or they just get this new sentient AI chatbot to come and sort you out, right?
Yeah.
Did you see the news on that one as well? The Google
I did see that they put the guy who actually said that out on, they basically fired him, didn't they?
Yeah, he's always on some kind of paid leave, like, however long.
Well, it's kind of scary, but I mean, Terminator 2 is not far away, obviously.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. I was reading something about it. It was basically saying, like, he was asking it, "Are you a human?" And he was replying, "Well, yes." And do you know you exist? And he was like, "Yes." And what about, like, do you fear being turned off? And they're like, yes, that would be like death for me. And Google's response was, yeah, but it can make up stuff about anything. If you told it was what did they say, like a dinosaur made of ice cream, then it would tell you that it likes to roar and it's frightened of melting and things like that. Like, the guy is just projecting. There's a term for it as well. I can't remember what the term is, but he's projecting the human.
So it's not actually sentiment. It didn't go, "What do you think you're doing, Dave?"
Yeah.
The Space Odyssey reference there.
Yeah.
Our younger viewers. But but didn't it say it was an employee of Google and it wanted to be treated properly? And
no, he said that. So when it said it was alive and it didn't want to be switched off, he's now campaigning that it should be treated as an employee and it should have rights and things like that.
Healthcare.
My God.
Free lunch.
Maternity when it has babies, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, I think
I did see that.
I think it's got a point, but it's probably like a couple of 100 years too soon.
Yeah. What's been new with you guys, anyway?
Do you want to go first, Mark?
I was going to ask you. God. No, I don't want to go first.
I'll go first. Not a lot's been new with me, to be honest, Alex. We're packing up our house. We are getting ready to move out. So we're moving out at the end of the month. So our house can be renovated. And we're going to be doing 2 months in an Airbnb, just locally. And then we're coming over to sunny Spain with you for 2 months. And then we're coming back for another 2 months back to the UK. Try and convince Jess to stay longer in Spain if I can, but she's having none of it at the moment. And then hopefully, fingers crossed, we might be able to move back in before Christmas. So it's just a mad dash at the moment to pack everything, trying to get rid of things that we don't want and trying to palm our rubbish off on everyone on Facebook, basically. My website.
That's how I knew you were moving. That tin caught my eye because we have the same tin.
Is it? Am I hearing feedback from Alex?
Yeah.
It's
it's
like staticky.
Yeah, really staticky when you were talking. Just when you talk.
I won't talk. Hang on.
You made it worse now.
Buzzy, either that or Adam's flies back.
Is that better?
Yes.
I think it seems to be the echo cancellation and the noise suppression within Restream, I think. I think that's better.
So that's it. And then the other exciting thing that's happened this week is what I mentioned on I can hear feedback now.
That was just me listening to myself to check that it was all right.
What I can still hear it.
It's an echo now, yeah.
Yeah, there's an echo now. I can hear myself speak on. Put yourself on mute, Alex.
Hello. Yes, Alex
Go on
again.
now.
He's now
Okay.
different problem.
Is that better?
Yeah, that's better.
Yes, it is better. Whatever you're doing differently.
Okay, so yeah, it's the echo cancellation good, noise suppression bad, I think.
Okay.
And then one of my small sites. So I had 2 sites that were hit in the latest Google update. One just got crushed, like 80% down, and then another one was about 60% down when it kind of the dust settled. But then the last 2 days, it's rebounded, even though Google said the rollout finished a couple of days prior to this rebound, and it's traffic the last 2 days has been higher than pretty much it's ever been. Like it dropped like 60% and stayed there for like a week, and now it's literally higher than it's ever been. Unfortunately, it's not the bigger site that got hit; it's the smaller one. But I mean, yeah, I have no idea what's going on with that. I don't know. I saw
So the one
somebody
that's
else
not
post-
come back. Would you say? What would you say the quality of the content was like on that site?
on the one that's not come back.
Yeah.
Better than the one that's come back.
Oh, okay. God, we're never going to decipher this.
No, the quality content's really, really good. So I know that, like, I personally know the guy that I bought it off, and yeah, it's not AI stuff. It's not non-native English speakers. It's all high quality, and it's mostly informational stuff. So it's not the kind of high level product review stuff either. So I don't know, no idea.
Weird.
Yeah.
So go back to the update. I realized that one of my sites actually got a hike in the update. It's just one of my smaller sites, so I didn't notice it straight away, but it was growing anyway, and now since the update it's actually growing faster. So the graph has clearly taken a turn up. I can't think what it is in percentage terms, but I'll have to have a look. But it's definitely observable. It's gone up. But the other one, unfortunately that's a small site, and my big one's gone down. It's still down like 25% or something. So annoying Google update.
And what's the content like on that one?
Your static's back, by the way. That's what's going on there. The static is definitely back.
Yeah, the content's the same standard across the board because it's the same writers that I've used for each of them. So,
right, let me come back.
Yeah. So, while Alex is gone, then today's show we're going to be talking about how do you know what makes you happy? I think that's what we called it. How do you know what you really want? Is what it is. And
I was so tempted to do the cheesy "what you really, really want."
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking of Spice Girls. That's all I could think of when we did this. How do you know what you really want? But before we jump onto that, if you're new around here, like and subscribe to the channel. This is like one of 3 live streams we do a week. This one's a bit more chatty, casual, talking about life and making money online in general. We have 2 other streams on a Tuesday and a Thursday. One about age domains, building sites on age domains, and one about website investing in general. So this niche lifestyle show we share with Alex and Doug, and their channels are also in the description, and we rotate which channel this show is on by week. So sign up to those 2 if you haven't already for more good content.
Testing, check, test.
Sounds
Hello?
good. Sounds good. And yeah, if we get enough likes by the end of the show, then we'll do a giveaway. We need 35 likes overall, and we have 15 so far, so 20 to go. But yes, in talking, so let's get on to the meat of the show, shall we? How do you know what you really want? I get straight over to you, Alex, actually, because something you said a couple of episodes ago, which made me kind of think about this as a topic, was that since you moved to Spain, you found yourself being more social, like having a different lifestyle, going out, just doing more, meeting up with people.
Yeah.
And I guess you didn't know you wanted that before you went to Spain because you weren't living that lifestyle, but it's transpired that you did. So how do you know what you really want? I guess that's the question. Like, you didn't know you wanted that, but you're liking it now you're there, right?
Yeah, I don't think we know what we want until we find it. Maybe I guess we know what we don't want. And that's why that was what triggered our move. We knew that we didn't want to stay where we were, and wanted to change some things to try and find something that we did want. And I love the outdoor life here and the social aspect, and it's just a better place to live. I think that's the biggest thing. The town. I mean, I'm thinking of putting a video together about the town. I've been capturing lots of footage and stuff. Although I mentioned that to a friend last night, and he said, "Oh, don't do that. Everyone will want to come down here because it's still quite an undiscovered, hidden little gem." But for example, down every single street, there's plant pots down every single street. So there's plants everywhere. They come out and water them every other day. The council do. And yeah, it's just the social life. I think we get an idea of what we maybe want by just looking at other people and saying, "Oh, that looks like what I want." You know, that person with the car or the house or the life or the whatever. But I think until you actually do that and find something that does work for you, I think it's very hard to know what you want. But I think it's quite easy to know what you don't want, and that'll probably be whatever your current situation is.
So what were your main drivers then for moving? What was it that you thought appealed?
The weather,
Spain?
the people. I find the people a lot more positive here.
Yeah.
And you do, it's a lot easier to make connections with people because I'm an immigrant in another country. So all the other immigrants tend to go together. So not necessarily English, you know, we've got friends with French, American, South American, and of course Spanish as well. But yeah, just South African as well. So yeah, all those people tend to, and English speakers as well, tend to group together and become friends. So yeah, I just wanted more social life. I wanted to learn Spanish, and I wanted the kids to learn Spanish. That's my main objective with the schooling here. If they can just learn Spanish, then we've achieved something.
How did you find out about the place where you went? Did you go and did you go and explore where you wanted to live first? Or?
No, we've been coming here for like 12, 15 years, something like that. So we knew it very well anyway.
Oh, like a holiday. Okay.
Yeah, we used to come here on holiday. Yeah.
Nice.
So yeah, we already had a lot of connections and friends here anyway.
Did you think you were happy before you moved there? Because obviously now it's a different lifestyle. And now you feel you're more happy. But did you feel you were happy, or did you feel something was missing?
No, I mean, I think happiness is a difficult thing to quantify as well because it's a transient state, isn't it? Happiness is something we can't maintain a level of happiness. And you know, we're not happy here all the time. But yeah, definitely happier for sure. Less of the downs, but you know, there's still things that try you and test you in life in general. So it's hard. But generally, we were fairly content. I mean, you know, my wife doesn't work. I do this stuff, and you know, we've got enough money, and the kids are fairly happy, and we've got food and roof and all the rest of it. So in theory, yeah, we were fine.
Yeah. So Adam,
what about you guys? Do you know what you really want?
No.
You're still thinking about it?
No, it's really hard. Like we talked about this before. It's really difficult. I find it really, really difficult to try and figure that out. And I also find it's really difficult to, at the moment anyway, because I'm busy with so many different things, to actually carve out some quality time to sit down and think about it, because I definitely feel like it's not going to just come to you, or at least it's not going to come to me if I don't spend some time thinking and pondering about that. And prior to today, I was trying to think about what it does, and I feel like I'm stuck in this loop at the moment, almost like a rat race loop, where I feel like, just get to the end of the year and then I'll make some time and do it, or just get to, whatever those goals are. And at the moment in my life, they just tend to, for some reason, naturally gravitate around financial goals. Like, get to X financial goal, and then I'll figure it out. Because at the moment, until I get to that point, I feel like my happiness it's not my top priority. But then
you're not making time for it, are you?
No, and it's really bad actually. Now I'm think about it, I'm putting my own happiness below material things, below building a business, and below making money, and below renovating our house and things like that. When really, come back from having a house renovated, it'll be nice and we live in a nice house, but that's probably not one of the things that's going to make me happy. And rebuilding a really successful business is going to make me happy, but not to the level where, I'm probably deeper level. That's just very surface level thing. So,
well, they just give you a short-lived kind of buzz, those things, don't they? Like when you achieve something, you get a big hit of dopamine and you feel good for a bit. And then you kind of move on to the next thing. Same with having, buying something new or having work done. We're having work done here as well with builders. Probably a good idea to move out actually when they do it, as you're doing. Yeah, and it gives you some short-term satisfaction, but ultimately a new kitchen does not make you happy, or a new house, or a new car.
No.
And I see a lot of people here. There's a lot of people here with money, and especially if you go up to Marbella, Porto Banús area, there's a lot of people like with bright lime green Lamborghinis or sparkly Bentleys and that kind of stuff. And I do look at them and wonder, does that make them happy? They get a lot of people looking at them, and maybe that's what they want. Marbella and Porto Banús are definitely the place to go if you like designer clothes. I mean, in Marbella, there's a Calvin Klein underwear shop. Just all they sell is pants, expensive pants.
Yeah.
You don't get them in Bedford. But I just wonder if all those people are happy with their yachts and Lamborghinis and Calvin
I
Klein
guess
underwear.
probably some are and probably some aren't, I guess. Maybe they figured it all out. But I think the problem I suffer from is like I definitely don't make time for it at all. Although I'm trying to more recently for sure. Like I've definitely been more focused on that. But I think a problem I have is like it feels like survival mode sometimes. It's like, well, I haven't got time for that because I need to secure living, for me and my family and for us, like not just now, but like our future as well. Until that's kind of solved, a bit like Adam was saying. Until I feel like I've like got to that point where I feel like it just feels like survival, even though maybe it isn't. Maybe we do
But
have
you're
enough to
nowhere near
survive each month.
survival. If you get some perspective on that, there's people that are struggling to get enough food every day. That's survival, and I'm sure you'd be able to live on whatever income streams you've already generated for quite some time fairly comfortably. I'd have imagined. And I think that's a difficult mindset to get out of. That you're too busy to survive. I'm trying to get away from that, and I know that a lot of people would say you're stupid, but I tend not to worry too much about the future because I think that can have a bad effect on your well-being. And you're also sacrificing now for the future. And unfortunately, if you think about it, all we have is now. There is no future. The moment is all you have right now. I know any financial advisor would say you're crazy. But
I also think, like Leanne just said, I'd be pretty happy if I had a yacht. And then Tim literally is like, yeah, you could sail away and leave everything behind. But in my head, I instantly think that would bring you more problems because instantly then, as soon as you buy a yacht, you've got to run the yacht, you've got to fuel the yacht, you've got somewhere to store it. You've got to get back on that hamster wheel to then fund the yacht lifestyle. And like,
you're adding more stress.
Yeah. What's next then? Okay, you've got the yacht and then you can afford to run the yacht. Like, do you get a bigger yacht? I don't know.
Yeah.
You've added stress.
I would never buy a yacht. I like going out on yachts, and there's a port up here where you can take a ride. So if I wanted one, I'd go on a yacht. I'd just hire one for a week or two.
Yeah.
And then give it back and not have to worry about it. Which is the same thing about fast cars and sports cars and all the rest of it. If I really wanted to drive one, I'd probably just hire one for a couple of weeks because I wouldn't want to worry about having my own one and funding it and where to park it and all the rest of it. And I wouldn't let the kids in it and all that stuff. You'd just be too stressed. You wouldn't be able to enjoy it.
Yeah. I think it's right. I think you're right. It's about perspective because I think it's just getting that right. You heard of Maslow's hierarchy of needs, right? You heard of that?
No, what's that?
Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Yeah, and I've just brought it up on my screen. I'll share my screen. So, can you see this even?
It looks like some financial scheme I recently got involved in.
I'm assuming it didn't work out well.
No. It was that network marketing business I did. Okay, we go. Let's see the pyramid. There we go.
It looks a bit blurry now. So I talk about like, I'll just read it out, right?
Do you need to click it? Does that make it bigger?
Click it.
Oh, it's gone to a different one now. I did click it.
Open a new window. I don't know. Open a new tab.
Like that, but then it goes like that, doesn't it?
I mean, click it again.
View image. Is there a view image? No. There we go.
There you go. That's better. Bit better.
Maslow's hierarchy of needs. I don't know.
Yeah. So like they're talking about like you start off at the bottom level, right? And if you haven't got the bottom level, you don't care about the stuff above it, right? So if you can't breathe, you can't eat, sleep, There's a wreck.
Hey, I see you skipped over there. We're a family-friendly show. I see that.
Yeah, I mean, it's weird that they put them in there. I feel like eating and sleeping is probably more important. Like actually breathing is probably more important than sex. I'd say.
Well, it depends who you ask, I guess.
But
Some people don't
basically,
like the breathing part when they're doing. Weird. Anyway,
but
move
yeah,
on.
yeah. So basically, you need that base thing to life. Like you're not even worried about like anything else at that point. You need those things, and then you kind of move up to once you've kind of got those things, like then you worry about security, like the security, employment, and your family, and then it becomes like, okay, well I've got that. Like now I need like love and belonging. So and it kind of goes all the way up until you kind of get to the top level, where you've kind of got all of your needs satisfied, and now you kind of can think about those bigger picture things about like, what is it that I really want? Like, what is it that's important to me? And that's kind of where you want to get. You want to get up to that self-actualization level where you can kind of where actually you can think beyond like your basic like needs essentially. And I think I just sit down. I think I like I was saying about perspective. I think I have this kind of I have this belief that I'm not safe in some way and need to continue to fix that and do that before I can kind of work at that like top level. So I think it kind of fits in with that. But
why are you not safe? Why do you have that thought?
I think it's just worrying about like what if I've got lots of family to feed. I've got mouths to feed. I've got like kids. I've like I feel like it's all on my shoulders, right? My wife doesn't work, so
yeah.
Like if
but I thought now you've got to a point with your businesses and knowing what we know about internet money, you'd start to develop a confidence, which is definitely what has happened with me over time, especially not from having a job and depending on someone else to pay the bills or pay me so that I can pay the bills. You still develop a confidence that whatever happens, as long as you've got those bottom bits, your health and all the rest of it, that you should be able to achieve it. Maybe that's the other worry. You could just get, something could happen to your health or you can't work. That I guess that's a worry. But
yeah, I don't know. I think it's just like you say. I think it's perspective. Maybe I just don't. I think of it in that way, and I should probably start thinking I'm safe. But I guess I am getting to that point where I am starting to spend some more time thinking about like what it is that I really want.
Well,
it's really hard. It's harder than you think.
Yeah, and once you start building assets, property, investments, that kind of thing, I guess you get a feeling of security.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Of course, it's all illusionary anyway, because the society could collapse around us at any point, I guess. It often seems that way more and more recently, doesn't it, with pandemics and wars and financial
collapse. Yeah.
I think it also comes back to potentially the way you were brought up, like your childhood. So I've spent a bit of time on this in the past, and like we both come from like quite poor backgrounds, where grew up really with nothing, and then over the years, like to be specifically, I've made decent amounts of money, and then I've lost decent amounts of money as well in the past, and I don't know if that's kind of grown up with not having a lot, compounded by the fact that I've at some point like lost a lot of money in the past as well. Like I don't want that to happen again. Like I don't want to fall into that trap. And it almost feels like no matter how far ahead I get, even though it's not probably a reality now, there's something in the back of my mind which says that could happen tomorrow. Like it's not going to happen, but I can't get past that. That's a hard thing to try and overcome, I think.
I think so. Yeah, definitely. Leanne has just said it may also depend on other people in your life and the people that you surround yourself with and the messages that they deliver to you.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I think it is difficult. You don't want to get, you just want it to be different for you and your family. I think, like, we were never poor, right? We never really went without or anything like that. It's not like we suffered, but I just remember my dad had a second job. I remember my parents like counting the money out on the table to pay the bills. Like, this is the money we've got. Like, how do we split it up between food and bills and stuff? Like, this is the money we've got basically to the end of the month. I just remember it. And it was just like tough. So, it's like, I guess you just want it to be better. The fear that you could end up back there. It's pretty ingrained, I suppose, when growing up as a kid like that. But
Yeah.
so
It's a good question here from Daniel. Curious to know what you wanted 5 to 10 years ago, and did you achieve that or realize you wanted something different? I don't mind going first. I mean, 10 years ago, I was, 25, working 25. I was probably just starting in the ad agency, in the ad network job, potentially. Can't remember when that was, but at that point, I had no desire really, or no inkling to go and work for myself. To me, at that point, success was climb the corporate ladder and just do what like you kind of taught in school and get a mortgage, get a house, get a decent job, have a family. So like fast forward 10 years, like I don't have a job. I've kind of done the other stuff, a house and a family, but yeah, it's hard to think back actually to shift your mindset back to those kinds of times ago now. How about you guys? What did you want those years ago? Probably different because you're both self-employed still. 10 years ago, right? You both worked for yourself then.
10 years ago. Where was I then? So I'm trying to think. So yeah, I would have just left my agency then, I think. Yeah, I must have done. And that was the point that I then realized that I wanted to make some money without having clients and doing all that stuff. And that's when I started doing YouTube more. I think it must have been 10 years. I think it must have been. Yeah.
You've been doing YouTube for 10 years?
Yeah, must have been.
Wow.
I thought so, yeah, because I'm just actually looking on Company's House to see if I couldn't see when things happen on my company. And yeah, One Up Search, which was the name of my agency, dissolved on the 15th of November 2011. So I'd have been gone by then. But yeah, I remember setting targets even way before then, maybe 15 years ago, and knowing that, yeah, I didn't want to work for anyone. I wanted a house and a garden and a dog. I don't think I mentioned kids at that point, but I was very clear in my mind on those things because I think we were living in an apartment at the time, so the garden was quite important. But yeah, I'm not really one for setting too many big goals and targets. I know people say you should aim at something, otherwise you'll never get there. But at the moment, I'm kind of a little bit lost on that. Although I'm getting a lot more out of the help aspect of like trying to, I don't know, enlighten probably is a too strong a word, but help people who want to change their life and do something different to do that. And that really came home at Affiliate Gathering when there was a lot of people that came up to me and said, hey, I've been watching your videos and I made a site and I'm now getting this a month or that a month, and it's really made a big difference in my life. That really had a big impact on me in terms of my own, how I feel about myself and my own well-being and esteem and confidence and happiness. Get a real big kick out of that more than the money at the moment.
Yeah, well, helping people, you mean? Like knowing that you've helped people. Yeah, definitely. That's like what drives me a lot of the time, actually.
Yeah, because that's what we're kind of doing, really. I mean, that's what it's all about, I think. Obviously, we can make money on the way, but yeah.
It's a sense, I guess that's a sense of purpose, right? A sense of being, a sense of purpose. Like,
yeah.
Do you feel like, I guess everyone needs to feel like they have a purpose. Otherwise, what's the point of doing what they're doing?
Yeah. Sue's confirming that my first video was the 12th of March 2013. So yeah, about 10 years ago.
Okay.
There's obviously a bit of a period there when I left the company and I was just kind of floundering about and not knowing what to do. Well, in fact, I was doing consultancy at that time. I had a couple of clients that came with me from the agency, and they heard that I'd left and were very kind to give me some contracts in terms of helping them with their Facebook ads and that kind of thing, and Facebook pages. I remember doing that for a company.
Yeah.
And who, in fact, they're still a client of mine now. Though I don't actively do any work for them because due to my visa requirements, I'm not allowed to. But yeah, they still ask me questions and stuff.
Yeah.
Just looking at their Facebook page now. Yeah, I remember creating the page. It's now got 648,000 likes. So that's done all right.
Wow. That's massive.
And they're a multi-million pound company now. And when I was working for them doing that consultancy, they were out of a back room above a shop. Now they've got a huge couple
All
of
down to you, obviously. It's that Facebook page. Without that page,
Wow.
they'd be nowhere.
You'd be surprised actually, because I did the AdWords and the Facebook ads
Yeah.
when they were new, and I know that they've spent millions with Facebook over the time. And back in the good old days, we were getting a good 10x on that in terms of revenue. It was a good company. They're a clothing company, so it was very good and very easy thing to market on Facebook, because you find the right people, you show them pictures of nice clothes, and they tend to buy them.
Yeah, my wife. Yeah, pretty much. Any advice to stop her doing that?
No, it's very hard. Actually, this company, their predominant, their audience is in fact men. They only sell men's clothes. But again, we could show the wives of those men pictures, and they'd buy it for their husbands and boyfriends anyway.
Yeah,
that was good.
So I left Microsoft about 10 years ago. Well, September 2012 was when I left. So this September it'll be 10 years. It feels a lot longer than that, to be honest. But so I guess 10 years ago, I was all bright-eyed, thinking, oh yeah, I'll start my own business, make loads of money, retire, all that kind of stuff. At that time, I was thinking, ditching this corporate job, and I'm going to go and work and create my own business. It's going to be awesome. But it turned out to be harder than I thought. And I think that go back to like 5 years ago. I guess at that point, like the business was a struggle. Like I wasn't making me happy. And at that point, I guess just wanted to turn it around and like find a new way. Yeah. And I think that kind of
enter me, yeah. Right? Turned it around.
Savior.
I think it came to a natural conclusion in a way, like in that, because it was never going to work. Really, I had enough of it, and then I brought on these partners, thinking this was going to be the answer, and it just made it worse. And so then I left, and then I guess there's been then we talked to Adam, and then I guess I've taken like a lot of learnings from that first time round, whereas I was kind of embedded already. I couldn't really. It was hard to change what I had, because I literally just had to have a new business, I think. So this business model that we've got with Niche Website Builders is just completely different to the one that we had with another agency. Even though you put them side by side, they seem quite similar businesses, but it's just completely different. The way that we network, build community, delivery, everything that we do is just completely different. So I think in that respect, from 5 years ago, when I had kind of like, okay, I need to do something different, and this time I need to change some things up, and this is how I think it could be better. I took the risk going partnering up with Adam, because I my experience with partners was horrific at that point after I'd taken on the partners that I did for my other agency, and it really didn't work out. So but I knew also that I didn't want to do it alone, because I spent many years doing it alone for 5 years. And there's this is probably not interesting to people, but there's an accountant that works specifically for agencies, and they do like what they call a bench press report, and it kind of just talks about like across agencies, it kind of gives loads of data and statistics, and it's the agencies that have two founders end up doing way better than the ones that do have one, because one's got to do all of the work. There's lots of work that goes into just running the business, let alone doing anything else to grow the business. So that a lot of them start and then they end up giving up and failing, or their growth is just like hindered because they're just one person. And like people with two founders overall just seem to achieve more and are more likely to succeed. So I kind of knowing that, and knowing that I just didn't want to do it all alone, I was like, I definitely want to have a partner for wherever I go into like the next one. But Adam, I didn't even know when we went into business, so but it worked out. But yeah, I guess 10 years ago it was like I was naive, and then 5 years ago I realized I'd been naive, and wanted to change things. So I don't know if I've achieved the goals from 5 years ago. I think so, probably. Just wanted to get back on track, I think, to the goal of making enough money to survive and retire early one day, hopefully.
There's a couple of questions. See, regarding security, do you prefer to flip websites or to keep them for a long-term cash flow? My dream is to reach 30K a month cash flow, but everybody in the industry seems to prefer to flip sites. I reckon Adam's probably best place for that one.
Well, I think it depends. Depends on your goals. Depends on your skill set. But I think it's no secret that I like to buy and flip websites, and I think it's no secret that Mark likes to hold them for a longer period and realize the cash flow. There's no right or wrong answer. Well, there might be. We did a 3-part study on like buy versus build, and we both put our case across. And I guess the takeaway we came from it is that typically Mark's ROI is a lot higher than mine over a one project. So Mark on one website will make a much higher ROI than I, but in the same time frame it takes him to make that ROI, I can go through maybe 2 or 3 flips and make a similar kind of return. It depends on, like, flipping websites for me is quite time intensive because I personally find the deals and personally vet them. Mark outsources all of his website stuff. So I guess Mark's probably winning there on the time investment. Like, he doesn't do anything. It's all through the team. And but I like the hustle of it. I like the hustle of finding them. I like the hustle of feeling like I've got a good deal. I like the hustle of selling a site and seeing that money hit my account and thinking, yeah, this is great. So I don't know. I don't know.
There's no right or wrong answer. I mean, the old thinking, I mean, this comes back from like Rich Dad, Poor Dad, is that any asset that you own that is generating you an income, you should probably hold. Because the more of them you build, and then the money that you take from them, you would then buy or create more assets. I think that's generally a good train of thought. But the thing with websites is they are risky. I mean, they're not quite crypto risky, but they're up there in terms of, as we've seen over the last few weeks, that money can be just whipped away from underneath you, due to forces beyond your control. So I think a lot of people do like to, obviously the ongoing income is fantastic, and just watching that ad revenue or that affiliate income coming in every month is great. But I think a lot of people do like to sell their websites because they want to move the money into maybe more stable, safe assets, if there is such a thing. Maybe property might be the only one I can think of right now. I don't know. Phil says, keep your sites more valuable long-term, surely.
Well, yes. I also did some research recently and compared to 2017 through to 2020 based off Empire Flipper reports. If you bought the site in 2020 at the average multiple, and then you did nothing to it and revenue stayed consistent through that time, just on the average kind of multiples that sold through the platform, you would have made a 53% return, which compared to the stock market, the Dow Jones average was 25% through the same period. Or if you did like a standard buy to let based off average rates in the US, would have been 23% over the same time. So we literally just bought in 2017 and then maintained the website through those 4 years, you would have made twice the amount of money than if you put your money into the market or property at that time. So sometimes just buy and hold it. Yeah, and that's without growing.
High risk investments do always give high returns generally.
Yes.
If you want to know more about that, Adam did that and a load more insights as well on the closing keynote at the Building Empires event that we had last week. So you can still go and register and watch the replays of that.
Seamless plug. And the other thing is about that particular talk is that Adam spent a lot of time on that particular talk. And I believe it was one of the least viewed talks of the entire event. So
disappointed.
He's not feeling too good about that. So if we could go and boost the views on that, it'd make him feel happy. And that's
I just give it a teaser as well. Like I put so much research into this. I found examples of content site aggregators that were on the stock market and they were buying up websites for like 30, 40, 50x, and the value on the stock market is 133x. Like I did loads of research in the end.
He's got real data. He wasn't even just winging it. It's not
make me feel better. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is what will make me happy in life.
Yeah.
If you go and watch that. I figured it out. Job solved.
Seamless plug there.
That was earlier in June, but you've not missed it. You can still go and register and watch all of the great sessions that were there, including Adam's closing keynote. So check it out.
Yeah. There's I see this one come up often. We've talked about this one. Mike from Below Average Blogger says success for him has evolved from having a certain level of money to spending more time with his family and freedom. And I know Mike is traveling around. I watched his last video where he's like literally doing the income report while hiking with his family. It looked awesome. And I think we've all kind of mentioned this before about spending more time with our family. how does that play into making you guys happy? Like, obviously it does, but are you striving to do less work to spend more time?
Yeah.
Or
Definitely time is the biggest thing for me now. Yeah, mainly because the kids grow up so fast. You just blink and you miss it, and I don't want to spend lots of time with them because they can be a right pain in the ass sometimes. But I do want to spend time with them when I can and want to, and that kind of thing, and just time for myself and that kind of thing. I think it's far more valuable because we don't really know how much we've got left.
It's more time for everything, right? I mean, family's big one because you do feel like you're not seeing them a lot, but just more time, and it's like we were saying earlier, having that time to think about stuff and what is it you want to do each day. If you could, then what is it that makes you happy and all that kind of stuff. Like you just don't take that time, but just more time for everything. I totally agree. Like that's what I'm striving for. Don't have to work. Don't have to do stuff.
Do what you want. I mean, just to see the extreme, I've got some friends here who work very hard, in restaurants or cleaning or whatever, and you just see that so much of their time they have to sell to just pay the bills. And I've got a friend who's a chef, and they work maybe 5 days a week, sometimes 6. They have like these split shifts where they have to do 6 hours and then they get a couple of hours off in the afternoon, then they have to go back to work. And that you just don't have any time for yourself when you do that kind of stuff. And they've got young children and they're missing out.
Yeah, for sure. So what if there were no limits on what you could do? I mean, I guess that's like quite a good thing. So if you could do whatever you want, there was no limits to what you could do or achieve or whatever. What do you even know what that would be?
No, don't think so. Do you?
No, and I think that's like kind of really summarizes. How do I turn this off now? Okay, I think that's I mean, surely that's like if you knew what you really wanted, you'd know like exactly like, well, if I didn't have to work, but I guess you don't invest in the time in that because it's not real right now. It feels like it's not real right now. Mars.
I don't know. I have to think about ponder that one for the next one.
I thought she'd just say my surname, or she was saying she'd go to Mars.
Yeah.
Maybe it's both.
Wayne put a comment up just a few minutes back. He said that 2008 to 2012 was best years online with partners. It works so much better. Do you find it hard to work on your own, Alex Motivation? Yes. I don't maybe achieve as much as I probably could or should, although I tend not to use the word should as much anymore. That's, again, a word that puts stress on you. Oh, I should have done this, should have done that.
Yeah.
Well, you didn't. Stop worrying about it. But if I had a partner, which I had a partner in my agency before, you have got that someone else to report to, and you've got to be accountable to them, haven't you? You say you're going to do something, then you really need to do it. Otherwise, the whole partnership doesn't work. I think working on your own when it's 30 degrees can be hard to get stuff done and not just go into a cold room and lie down or go down to the beach bar and sit in the breeze with a cold one.
Other than being accountable, do you think that just being able to share stuff and share successes and share what you're doing is also another thing that kind of you can't do that. So therefore, do you think that you've had, just that opportunity to share and be
that's
together?
Definitely great. And share goals and targets and failures and successes and talk about stuff. And it is good because it can be very lonely, this business. I mean, you obviously got your partners, you two, and your other partners and your team and everything else. So that you've got a lot of people to bounce stuff off, haven't you? But for most people, I think doing websites, niche websites, affiliate marketing, whatever, they're generally on their own and they can't even talk to their family about it because their family they don't know what they're on about. They just think, what the hell are you talking about?
Well, that's true. It can feel lonely for all of us. I think if we don't actually have business partners, like I can't talk to my family about it. They don't know what I'm talking about. My wife does a pretty good job, actually. If we're at a party or we're out and she has to explain what I do or whatever, she does a really good job at summarizing it up.
What does she say?
Oh, gosh. Oh God,
Bring her, get her up here. I want to hear this now.
she's out at the moment. With
That's convenient.
But yeah, she does a really good job at like just explaining, kind of what website investing is and content publishing and things like that. So she's pretty good at summarizing it, actually. But
Leanne, I'm intrigued. Leanne says, I've known for a long time exactly what I want, but my problem is getting there. Leanne, what do you want? Share that with us. That's intriguing.
Yeah, that is. I mean, that's good. I think it's good if you can really know kind of what we want. I mean, at the moment, it's like really basic for me. I just like, it was what we said before. I just want more. It's weird, isn't it? It's like, actually, I just want the freedom to choose. Don't know what it is yet, but I want the freedom to be able to just choose what it is that I want. And that's that more than anything is the freedom of choice. Maybe I don't know what it is.
That's
exactly
what we all want,
I'll choose,
isn't it? Just to be able to do what we want with our own time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tim's figured it out as well, apparently. Tim said, same. He knows exactly figuring out how to get where I want to be. That's the problem. I'm interested to hear what you guys.
Yeah, do tell us. We're confused.
Oh, there you go.
There you go. So much like Tim, want to live in a nice home, quite remote, with land for animals to be able to choose how many hours I put in a week, spend my time experiencing life. What's that experiencing life part, though? I think that's the part I struggle with there. Like, a nice home, some land, working when you want, but then the other part, what is that experience in life? What do you want to experience? Does that mean?
Well, I think it means traveling, doesn't it? It means just going out and doing stuff. That's kind of what Miles is doing now. Miles Beckler, obviously, has been very successful online. He just, he was doing everything. He was doing funnels and email and Twitter and, just busy. And now he just wants to step back and he's living up in the mountains or whatever, loads of land, and just likes to go out and, chop wood or whatever. That's what he wants to breathe in the fresh air and just experience life, which you don't do when you're working with your head down furiously.
Yeah. So I guess, So Leanne's got experiencing life, reading things, visiting new countries, tasting different foods and cultures without having to worry about money. Yeah. So just have that freedom to I guess that is what it is, right? You said, what is it? Experiencing life. So you're not actually saying, I'm going to take up golf. You just say, I'm just going to go around, meet some new people, visit some new countries, all that kind of stuff. I guess that's what the experiencing life is. I hope everything's all right on Alex's end. Cool. And Richard, the mission is to escape the daily grind, earn enough money to be comfortable, spend more time with the family. Yeah, Richard, that's exactly the same. That's not what I think. But yeah, spend more time with family and friends. Absolutely. Yeah, just more choice. I think that's what it comes down to. I wish I did know. I'm gonna start thinking more about what it is, because I guess you got to do it you got to manifest it, right? As well. If you don't know what you're aiming, like you said before, Alex, if you don't know what you're aiming for, what is it? I think it's a bit of a cop out, isn't it? To say, well, I just want the freedom of choice. Well, okay. Imagine you had the freedom of choice, and now what? You kind of got to go further. Cool.
Sue's just mentioned about health. I think health is also very important. And if you don't have that, then you don't really have anything.
I think that then puts it into perspective. But like you're saying, Alex, why was I worrying about the future when now I'm dying or whatever? So, I do have that fear that I'll never get. I think as well, you can kind of never get there if you don't have the correct mindset. You can be striving for something all your life and then get to the end of it and never get there.
Yeah.
And I think, that was a waste of time. So it's fun in that line. Anyway, we've got 5 minutes left. How many likes have we got? Where are we up to? 29 likes. We've got 6 more likes. We've got 41 people on the stream. So we should at least be able to get to 35 likes. So if you want some merch giveaway, make sure you hit that like button. Get us up to 35 and type something into the chat. If you don't type anything into the chat in the next 2 minutes, then you won't get entered into the draw. That's just the way that it works on YouTube. We can't pick up the participants until you type something in the chat. So we have lots of merch to give away. T-shirts, mugs, caps. I think we've got to send you one, Alex.
Mm-hmm.
Will you wear it if we send it to you? Yeah,
That's a no.
that's a no.
No,
And he didn't hear him. Well, that's a no.
No, I want the hat.
You want the hat?
Yeah,
So would you wear them if we
I might do. I wear a hat a lot, even though I've got a terrible head for hats. Kind of essential here.
just swap for some WP merch, yeah. And we'll wear it too. I can't remember what I was searching for now. Oh, merch. That was it. So, that's wrong, isn't it? Stop, make you go away. There you go, that's better. So we've got hats, we've got t-shirts, and we have mugs. We've got lots of different colors. We'll send this over to you after, and you can choose what you want. We've got mugs and caps that you can wear too. Ian is donning a good cap there. I also have a good cap. My this is a bit bigger on mine. I'm not so keen on it. Prefer the other one. But so, how many people have we got in here now? Oh, good. We have a good bunch of people. I put it in there. Should we do the draw? Do you want to kick off the music?
We got music.
Yeah.
Music. We have music. Hold on.
Music. Not that one yesterday. That was a bit weird.
Oh, somebody's saying in the chat, looks like we can't view the Building Empires replays, unfortunately. I don't know why you should be able to.
Should be able. There's a menu item at the top. Replay. Out as well on here in a minute, and we'll have a look.
Yeah. Hold on, I'll go back through the comments. You do that. I'll go back through the comments and click it.
Cool. Okay, here we go. Grabbing all the names now. Oh shit, messed it up. Grabbing them again.
D doesn't sit up from D. I want to replace my income so I can travel and avoid family, not spend more time with them. Yeah, I understand that.
Chris must have put the wrong link in there because the replays link he put doesn't work.
Okay, I'll try it out in a sec. I'll log in and have a look.
What's up?
Oh, do you have to?
Okay, here's the draw for the merch. Let's go.
I'll be out in a minute, Robin. All right.
Where's the music gone?
Oh,
Back.
it's on. It's not playing. I don't know.
I just started it. I just put it back on this way. Oh, is it Baz or Bill?
Oh, come on, Bill for the cap. Bill for the mag. No.
Baz the
Baz. Congratulations, Baz. Head over to nichewebsite.builders, the website. Hit us up on the chat or on the contact form, and we'll get your chosen merch out to you. Now I'm going to see if I can do this while we're watching.
Why do we see us?
Dead right. There's a register now. There's agenda. There's speakers. They used to be. Oh, hang on. This is Building Empires 2. This is wrong. We'll get that fixed.
Oh, Mark, what have you done?
Chris has just said new link was put in the description for replays. I don't know if that's the description on the YouTube video. Oh.
Okay, we're going to have to. Yeah, we'll sort this out. We'll put it back on the old URL, building.empires.live, because that's where it should be. We want to do a Building 2 Empires Live or something for the second one. So, because all of the old links won't work. So yeah, we'll give us 24 hours and we'll get all the replays back on there on the Building Empires link.
Hold on. I think I have it. This is. Yes, here we go. I'm just going to pop it in the chat. It's first.empires.live/replays.
Okay. We might not keep that because I think it's going to be better to have the same link as we had before.
We'll talk about it off air. We can't.
Yeah.
There's some technical thing.
Yeah. But we'll sort that out. Nice.
Cool.
That's it then.
That's the link, by the way, if you want to go and have a look at the replays. Please go and watch my closing note one.
Family.
Hello.
Hello, family.
I don't get any P. I need to get an office. That's what I need. Yeah.
Can you kind of get a cabana
really want-
down by the beach or something?
Yeah, there is an office just around the corner, and it's right next door to the cafe that does the best bacon sandwiches. That could be dangerous.
Awesome. Oh, thanks everyone for joining. Great speaking to you again, Alex.
It's been good.
Should we have a look? What is on the next week's show? Let's have a look.
Where are we next week?
While you pull that up, tomorrow we are doing our case study on zero search volume keywords.
Ooh.
Want to find out about that? Well, we built a site using nothing but zero volume keywords, and on a brand new domain, and in less than a year, it's getting 30,000 sessions per month with zero volume search with zero volume keywords.
Okay, that sounds good.
Nice. So next week, we're on Doug's channel. He was supposed to be this week, but he's away, so we didn't announce. So we're switching. So Doug next week is why some people are successful online is the topic.
Coming again.
Can you just give me 1 minute, Robin?
Will Alex go?
Yeah, God, I
his
need to go.
family.
All right,
Right.
guys.
Thank you, everybody. And
See
we'll
you
catch
later.
you next time.
Bye-bye.